for speech number 1 for Ricky Su is our advanced communicator bronze, advanced leader bronze, Seki, please.
Yeah,
please.
Speaking made easy. Ricky Su, I think you made it look easy. Without a doubt, when the moment he came up, he was well prepared and he delivered his speech almost flawlessly. Almost. Now, looking at how the new pathways evaluation form is like, it has definitely given me a new perspective as to how I should evaluate. And judging from all this, I will look into your purpose, and that is to deliver a well-organized speech, which you already have. You are to focus on the member's speaking style, which I did, and I realized that you not only had 1 or 2, you actually mixed up a few different types of styles together. You had your humorous, you had information, but you also involved in a message and a call to action, which is relatively difficult. But being a great speaker yourself, you have managed to put all this together, blend it up, and still be able to give a very good speech. I will go very quickly on your eye contact. You did it well. Your purposeful movements were always, I've always enjoyed looking at how you used your hands, moving around the stage, and also getting the eye contact to everyone. Now, if I may suggest some of the things that you may want to improve on, I think your facial expressions. Now, Ricky Su, if you look at him, he's one person you will always feel very comfortable because most of the time he's smiling. And therefore, during the during his whole speech, there were times where you probably could pull back, like when you said you were shy. While your voice actually did go lower, your face didn't show that you were really that shy after all. You were very bold and you even stood in front to say, I'm a very shy person. So if you would have your facial expression also linked to what you're saying, it would be good. Now I will have to say this, but if it is something that you are not too comfortable with, please feel free to not take it so seriously. And I would like to say a little bit about posture. So most of the time when we look at Ricky and the way he goes around, you will see that his head is slightly forward and he's bent like this. Alright? So if being a topic, speaking made easy, it's not just the voice, it's not just the delivery of the message, it's also the way we stand and present ourselves. So if you were to just stand a little bit higher, have your head more to the back, because it shows, it commands a little bit more of authority and commanding and demand for the audiences to look at you. So to challenge yourself, perhaps to make a little bit more improvement on your posture, and also to speak with a little bit dynamism so that you can create a message that touches us even more and to motivate us to take up that call to action that you gave us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Seki. Ladies and gentlemen, our next evaluator, oh, he's already. Kenko, Advanced Communicator Silver, Advanced Leader Bronze, Kenko, please.
President of 5 Macetos, President, Competent Communicator, Tan Kok Chang, KC, I call you for short. Let them with a smile, let the audience with a smile. A smile doesn't mean that you really laugh on the speech. A smile doesn't mean your facial expression. A smile means you had an impression on KC. He ended up with a speech by informing us that he is married. He is a good husband. He listened more to understand his wife more. So he indeed led the audience with a good impression. That is a very good key thing that you fulfill this requirement on this manual. Secondly, what I like about your speech, the way you exaggerate, the way you act out the speech, especially the body part. When you interact with your Fema, your auntie of course, there's a lot of animation I detected. They were very lively, they were very understandable towards the audience. You're not very rushed or very do it in a very nervous manner, I must say. You do it very calmly, you do it with a purposeful manner. So that is something I like about your speech. Thirdly, what I like about your speech is your core message is very good tied up with the speech purpose in this case. Listen to understand. You emphasize not to listen to reply or not listen to answer. So your speech value, that is a very good way you how to share with the audience, using a very good interaction or humorous style or humorous way to make this speech have a much more better way to understand your speech value. Now let's see how can you listen more in my speech to understand, not to listen or to respond, so you can take the speech to a further level. Firstly, I realized in your speech, when you're delivering jokes, such as especially explaining the Fema, try to remain a poker face. Because audience don't want your jokes to be diluted. They want the jokes to come out so they can actually enjoy it. So remain a poker face when you're trying to share out the jokes. Secondly, let the jokes flow naturally. I know Fema is there to make a lot of big joker over there, but I want you to use some of the jokes that come naturally, such as your very good opening example in your opening. When you rephrase that, the marriage is from complete to finish. Try to make the jokes more naturally so that we can fully, logically understand the speech. That is something I'm looking forward for it. The third thing I realized one thing is about the connection of the story from the opening, body and conclusion. Somehow your opening and conclusion is more between the husband and wife conflicts. Your body, which is your story between you and the Fema, is much more like a family relationship of conflicts, such as children playing with the parents' conflict. So somehow there's a bit disconnectivity. Do these children have similar problems with couples? Children and parents have similar family problems with couples. So somehow your body might have a bit relationship, so to make it more sense. So today all of us can be a good husband and wife. Other than that, I hope that you listen more in my evaluation to understand. Look forward for your next speech to make the audience understand the speech even more. Back to you.
Thank you. I shall now invite our evaluator, the third evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster N.K. Bali.
Okay, good evening ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
First, let's congratulate Advanced Communicator Gold, Srinivas. It's a privilege to evaluate you, Srinivas. Srinivas called me up this morning and said, can you evaluate me? And then I asked him what was the topic about, the project, and he said, read out aloud. I said, oh no. It is not an easy project to do, as you can see. It's about reading, and you've got to get the audience engaged for 12 to 15 minutes. Now what did Srinivas do is, he picked up a recent novel, Tuesday with Morris, and he completely told us about how this person, his journey in life, and at the end stage of his life when when he passed away, and how an author came by and how he was interviewed. So all that you could see how excited Srini was, because he was reading, trying to get all your attention by reading and trying to make you all absorb in that passage. Now, Srinivas, let's get to serious matters. I know you got 2 kids.
Yes.
Have you been reading aloud Cinderella and Snow White to them?
Too often.
No.
Too often? Then they've not been listening to you at all. You know why, ladies and gentlemen? This one requires not just reading out aloud. It requires the mood, the sadness, the feeling a man is going to die and you just don't read like a choo-choo train fast. I didn't see any pauses coming. You should pause. Instances like, I decided that I'm going to let go of life. I didn't see a vocal variety coming in. Then there was a bang. You were busy concentrating on that book because I suppose you only got it 2 hours ago. If you would have been familiarized with the content, then you would have had confidence at the passage and you could relate that emotion, that feeling, that excitement, that sadness. Come on, man, a man is going to die and you're reading so fast? With no pauses, with no sadness? He didn't even for once look sad. He was just waiting. When is that 12 minutes going to come? When is that 15 minutes going to come? I just want to finish it. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a very good example because all the others in that project, in that manual is very related to us, very easy to do. This one requires different skills. So practice makes perfect. Srinivas, a good attempt, but I know later on you'll do a much better job reading storybooks to your kids. Back to you.
Bali is the only one that's awake.